Hi guys, this is Barry with Roadrunner Fitness. I wanted to go ahead and introduce our online videos for home workouts. And so we're gonna go ahead and get started. For this workout, I'm gonna go ahead and demo the movements, and then you can pause it with instructions on your screen. Let's get started. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start out with a warm up to get our blood pumping and get our muscles warmed up. So the first movement we're gonna do for warm up is squat. You're gonna stand with feet hip width, hips back, and up through the heels. Keep your back flat, shoulders back. Next movement we're gonna do is a lunge complex. You're gonna do forward lunges, so big step forward, drop the hips, and then press up, alternating. Okay, from the side, shoulders stay back, big step, drop the back knee, step up through the heel. Big step forward, drop the hips, step back. That's the front lunge. Next movement we're going to do for warm-up is a lunge complex. That's going to include front lunges, back lunges, and side lunges, 10 of each. The front lunge is like so. You just step forward, big step forward, drop that back knee, and press through the front heel. Step forward, drop the back knee, step through the front heel. Notice my shoulders are staying back. For the back lunge, I'm just going to take a big step back and drop the back knee, and then pull through that front heel. Step back, pull through the front heel. And finally, the side lunge, just a big step to the side and press off. Okay, 10 on each side. All right. Next, we're going to do some leg swings to warm up the hips. So you stand on one foot and you're just swinging like this. If you lose balance, you can use a wall, lean on the wall. Just big swings. Do 10 on each side. This is warming up the hip flexor and the hamstrings. After that, we're going to go ahead and do butt kickers. 10 on each side. Okay? Warming up your quads. Next, we're going to do inchworms. Good full body warm up, and it's going to warm up our hamstrings. So I start here, forward fold down, slowly walk out with the hands to a full plank position, optional push-up, and then I'm going to walk my hands back. Keep your knees as straight as you can during this. And we're going to do 8 of those. Take your time. All right, finally we're going to go back to the lunge and we're going to throw in a thoracic spine twist. So I'm going to step back into that lunge, my opposite arm goes down, and I'm going to twist open. Then twist all the way down, drop the shoulder, twist open. So what we're feeling here is a nice twist through the thoracic spine, which is between the shoulder blades, and also a stretch through the chest. Or then I'll go to the other side and do that side. All right, great. Next thing we're going to do is gather our attention and our focus on our breath with a sun salute. It's a yoga sequence. It's also going to stretch out our muscles and get our blood flowing. So I'm going to stand on my mat. Hands are going to come to heart center at my chest. Palms together, elbows down. Take a couple of deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, you're just going to think about what brings you to do this workout today and what your intentions are. So go ahead and take a few deep breaths and go ahead and continue breathing, and we're going to start our sequence. So I'm going to deep inhale and reach up into the sky, stretching back my abdominals, contracting my back. I'm going to hold this for a few breaths. And then I'm going to exhale and reach down to the toes. So I'm stretching out my hamstrings here, continuing to breathe with each breath. Inhale and an exhale, folding down further. A few breaths here. I'm going to feel it start to stretch out my hamstrings. And at one point, and I want a little bit more room behind me, I'm going to bend my knees slightly and place my hands on the mat and step back with my right foot. So I'm in this deep lunge position, and as I inhale through the nose and exhale, and I'll feel my hips sink down a little bit further to the mat. So after a few deep breaths here, I'm going to plant those hands and step back with my left leg, and now I'm in a full plank. The thing about the full plank is I want a tight core, engage those shoulders, and block out the knees. Now just the elbows are going to start bending down. And up into cobra. Now make sure my toes are tucked in the back. My hips are going to come up into the sky into downward dog. You can reach back with your heels here and hips up in the sky, stretching through these hamstrings. Also keep the back flat. All right, my right leg's going to come up. I'm going to extend, squeeze the glutes, and step forward up between my hands. And here I am back in the lunge position, this time on the other side. Taking a few deep breaths here. Now I'll step forward. I'm going to do one more forward fold. Slide up my shins, up, reach back, and back at heart center. Now go ahead and give yourself a round of applause for starting this workout, and we're going to go ahead and proceed through the circuits. All right, for this next circuit, we're going to do a Tabata, and it's going to be work intervals versus rest intervals. So we're going to do 20 seconds work to 10 seconds rest for each movement. And I'm going to do 4 movements, 4 rounds. The 4 movements are going to be our squat. So shoulders back, hips come back, and press up through the heels. With the squat, the main thing is to keep the shoulders back with a flat back and not to have the knees come forward. We want our knees to stay back and the hips to come back here. So we're doing squat, and then you'll remember the alternating lunges. Okay, we're going to do alternating back lunges. So here. So that's movement number 2. Alternating back lunges. Movement number 3, jump squats. Down into the squat, nice and controlled. Jump up, explode. Down, nice and controlled, jump. And then finally, jump lunges. The most difficult for some. You're exploding out of that lunge and switching feet. Okay? Still focus on form. One of the main things is, even though you're doing timed intervals, put form priority. So don't get carried away by the volume or the pace. Keep focus on form. All right? Ready? Let's go. All right, for our next circuit, we're going to do Tabata again, same intervals. So 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. Again, 4 movements, 4 rounds. Here's the 4 movements. We're going to start out in a plank, and we're just going to alternate shoulder taps. So I'm planked and just alternating shoulder taps, and I want to keep my core nice and steady. And then I'm going to do the push-up. So the push-up, I'm going to keep my shoulders rolled back and the back locked from a full plank, and press through the chest. My elbows are going to come back at a 45-degree angle, not flared out like this, okay? So you want your shoulder blades tucked. Next movement is a plank with knee tucks. Also, mountain climber, like this. Okay, depending on what pace you want to go. And finally, last movement is going to be Superman hold. So you just lie down on your belly, arms out and feet up, and you're just squeezing that back, arching like a banana. And that's the circuit. Go ahead and get started. Okay, next thing we want to do is stretch. So we're going to stretch our hamstrings, our quads, hip flexors, glutes, and chest. So for the hamstrings, you might want to do a forward fold, remembering to breathe. For your quads, you want to just do a flamingo here, and you're just holding the heel to the butt. For your glutes, you might want to do a pigeon, so crossing that leg in front of you, just stretching here. And finally, for the hip flexor, I'm just kneel down here with the leg way out in front, and I'm just going to stretch forward those hips. I'll do it on this side so you can see. Stretch forward those hips so that it's stretching this muscle right here. Finally, for the chest, I can just get a hold of something, a wall, and squeeze open like this, okay? And I want to do each side, stretching that chest. All right, take your time to stretch on your own. Great work today. Remember to tune in on Monday night for another workout. Thank you.